Well, hello everyone. My name's Deb and this is DB Designs and Sewing Australia. Welcome to all my subscribers and welcome to anybody who's new. Today, when I got into work, I had received my July Bespoke box from the Dahlia Sewciety, and this is the Midday Mimosa, which Kristen and Phoebe explained as being based on Mad Men or the 60s. So Mad Men was a television show that was made based in the 60s. So it makes me think of, well, one, pointy bras, and two, Australian designers. You know, there's Mary Quant, there's Prue Acton, and Mary Quant and Prue Acton both came on to eventually sell lines of makeup, so, and cosmetics. And Carla Zampatti, she started in the 60s. And when I think of 60s fashion, I also think of Jane Shrimpton when she wore what was considered to be a very short dress to Derby Day in the 60s. And it was a shift dress, but it was apparently 4 inches above her knee, which was unheard of, and it was an absolute hit. It was just a plain, really quite a plain shift dress, and apparently the designer that made it for her did not have enough fabric, and that's why it ended up being so short. So, really excited to open this box. Let's get in and have a look. I see the postie's taken no care whatsoever not to bash the box up. As you can see, I have not opened this yet. But like if I wanted to save the stickers or the box. So, you can already see this beautiful sticker that's a mimosa. So, you can see that Russell's here with us today. Okay, and first we've got a beautiful postcard, and she's actually wearing a shift dress, and a beautiful label that says Love Yourself Revolution. And if you remember the 60s, you probably don't, but you know, I was born in the 60s. That's how old I am. And on the back is a mimosa recipe. So that's 1 part Prosecco and 1 part orange juice. Or when I make a mimosa, it's really 4 parts Prosecco and 1 part orange juice. But you know, that's just me. That's a beautiful label. I'll just give you a close-up of the label. Love Yourself Revolution. Very, very 60s. And you've got to remember, I was surrounded by the 60s. I'm one of 5 girls and I was the 4th. So 3 of my sisters were born in the 50s. My 3 elder sisters were born in the 50s, so they were really into all of the 60s style, and I can just remember them, and it must have been in like 1966 or 67, having those curled edges of their hair there and sticky taping them onto their face so it would stay like that in the daytime so that they could go out at night. So let's have a look what we've got in here first. Oh, a magnetic pin wand. These are the most fabulous things if you're blind as a bat like I am, and I need very extensive lighting. I also have very different prescription glasses for sewing, because if you're trying to sew black on black at night, it's just horrendous. I just love a good daylight. Now, I keep most of my blinds shut all of the time because your fabrics fade and deteriorate and your threads fade and deteriorate. I know what I forgot to tell you. At the end of this video, we're going to be having a look at the wedding dress. It has arrived. I've done my first fitting and I know how much I've got to take out of the back for the bride. So I will show that to you at the end of this video. But this, well, this is probably better. It's probably got a magnet that goes all the way through. This is a one with a magnet at the end. And I seriously wave it all over the floor all of the time, trying to pick up pins. And because I have my sewing machine, if you can't see that, it's set into a board here that makes the table much bigger than it already was. Now my husband made me this board that sits on top. It actually velcros onto the original sewing table, but pins go down inside it, and I can see the heads of the pins, but do you think I can get them out? Just wave a magnet over it and boom, they pop out. So excellent, excellent product. Absolutely loving it. And what's this? This is a Cosmopolitan tonic. Oh, it's a little tea bag. Look at that. And it comes with all different sorts of dried apples, hibiscus, orange, elderberry, rosehip, strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, and blackcurrant. How gorgeous is that? Probably be nice in a gin and tonic, you know. That's how I'll have it. What else have we got here? Oh, we've got a more, or moi, as Miss Piggy would say, soap. Oh, that smells nice. That's another thing that just smells like luxury. Look at that beautiful soap. And it comes in this gorgeous tin. Look at that. Oh, and the fragrance is bohemian, I think. I seriously cannot read at night, and I've turned off the other lamps because I was filming. So, how beautiful is that? Absolutely gorgeous, Kristen. Oh, and some more things from Charlie's Cookies. Now, Charlie's Cookies is in, was it in Moorabbin or was it in East Bentley? It was in East Bentley, which is not very far. I lived in East Bentley growing up as a girl. So this is the Charlie's Cookies, and they're the mini cheese bites. So very nice to have with wine or a cold drink. Yeah, so you can see their serving suggestions. So that'll be lovely. Really nice. Some Gutermann thread, so that gives you an idea of what colour the fabric is. My colour, purple, mauve. And here is the fabric. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. What does it say it is? It's viscose crepe. Now I've had viscose crepe from Kristen before. And I think I've bought several pieces of viscose crepe from Kristen before because I made my patina blouse in a viscose crepe. So this box gives me 20% off to the Sew to Grow Lanty. I wonder if that's a dress. I don't know what the Sew to Grow Lanty is. Anyway, ready? This is the fabric. How gorgeous is that? And how 60s is that? That is going to make a beautiful dress. I had already envisaged a shift type of dress because that's what the 60s is, and I do quite like a shift dress. I was thinking, before I even received the fabric, that a 60s type of dress would be what the pixie dress, without all the frills on it, would be based on. So this fabric, and you can see the drape on it. Look at the drape on it. Absolutely beautiful. And you get 2.5 meters. it's at least 135 wide. So that is going to be gorgeous. Look at that. How geometric is that? If you're wondering what to make, just Google Mad Men or 60s designer dresses and it'll come up with a lot of different dresses. Now, I must admit the 60s was where they transitioned from a quite fitted bodice and gathered big skirt to a shift dress. And they actually called it a working dress because it wasn't cinched in at the waist, so it gave you much more movement than it would have had you had it been a waisted actual fitted bodice. So it really just hung from the shoulders. Most of the time they had a bust dart. I do like a bust dart. So if you've got a bust dart is a good idea. And how gorgeous is that going to be? Ooh, I'll have to think what I'm going to make. This is going to make a gorgeous summer dress. I'm going to keep it for a summer dress. You could even cut, if you wanted to make a skirt, you could cut it on the bias. So there it is on the straight grain. That would be it cut on the bias. So the little squares would run the other way and you'd get a really fabulous drape because the viscose crepe has got a fabulous drape on it, a really, really good drape. So I thought I would be short and sweet today. Let's go through what I've got. This gorgeous fabric, the thread that goes with it, the mini cheese bites from Charlie's, the Cosmopolitan, which is it's probably not tea because it's got no tea in it, but it's flavoured leaves and flavoured flowers, I guess. Dried orange, dried apple, hibiscus, elderberry, rose hip, strawberry, raspberry, blackberry and blackcurrant. Because I'll often put a little thing I got once that had all different types of flavourings to put into Prosecco. So that would be a similar type of thing, but probably a much more natural flavour than the things that I was using, which were, yeah, like sort of like cordial, I suppose. This beautiful soap, which smells beautiful, this fabulous magnetic wand, which no one needs to be without because I even wave it over myself when I think I've dropped a pin. I can't see it. Is it stuck in my clothing? Is it down my cleavage? I don't know. Excellent, excellent way of doing it. And even though I do use that other yellow one I've got, see the way the pins stick on this one? So if you're sewing really, really fast, and I have magnetic pin holders, but if you're sewing really, really fast, you can have this right beside your machine here like this, and then I just flick the pins off and they stick to it because it's actually, I would suggest it's a much stronger magnet than what is in the pin holders. Now I've got two different pin holders because I've got a blue one as well. So because I have them at different machines, I have it over on the ironing board, you know, I'm putting pins in and out of things. I put pins in it over at the ironing board, bring it over here. I need another one here to pop the pins into when I'm taking them out and sewing. But this is going to be great because I know you can throw the pins onto them or just flick them out when you're doing a really long seam and you're going quite fast speed. Means you can just flick the pins out and they go onto that magnet. It's really, really good. And this gorgeous postcard, I can see she's got a mimosa there. clearly she has not drunk enough of it, even though she's got very rosy cheeks. And a mimosa recipe. So how good is that? And the beautiful label, which says Love Yourself Revolution. And that will be a really good label to pop into this dress. So that's what I received from the Dahlia Sewciety. I also ordered some other things. What a surprise. Look what I got. Tea and a Tim Tam. And a beautiful thank you card. It says, enjoy a cuppa and a treat while you sew. Oh, and I know what I got. I got some of the new interfacing that that Kristen has got in her store, because another girl that I know that comes here for sewing lessons, she bought some interfacing from Kristen's store and she said it's wonderful. So I'm going to try that out. Lovely and lightweight. And the other thing I bought was, and once again, it looks a bit, doesn't look hot pink like it is. This is magenta coloured. Yeah, doesn't look magenta coloured. This looks, this is magenta coloured Ponte. So I have got several Ponte items. Now, some of them have pilled and some of them haven't, but I've never bought Ponte from the Dahlia Sewciety before. So I thought I would try it. It seems like it's got a lovely stretch and a lovely recovery. And that's in both directions. I was going to make the new, I think it's called the Inner Stress from Style Arc, which is basically like a 60s shift dress, in fact. So that was what I was going to make with those. Now I'm going to take you and show you the wedding dress. Okay, this is the first look at the wedding dress. Now it's a, what you would call a nude type of wedding dress. Really beautiful. I'll try and get further back so I can get a better look at it. I've got it up on my cutting table. And as you can see, it's got a really long train. And so what the bride wants is, it needs to be taken in only at the back, because her back is much narrower than her front. So that's what I'm going to do first. It really is a beautiful, beautiful dress. And as you can see, it actually has a bodysuit under it. I'll see if I can show that to you. When we're looking up here, it has a bodysuit so that you stay looking nude under it. Now you can see that, you can see my dress form is a burgundy colour underneath it, but when the bride's got it on, it just looks all flesh toned underneath. It's a really beautiful dress. I don't believe that she needs any taken off the front of it. So I'll be taking in the back. And once we've got the dress actually fitting perfectly, it's got little buttons on the back, but those buttons don't actually do anything. It's an invisible zip there. So once we've got it all fitted to her, we will be then redoing the train. So to redo the train, we'll be working out where we need it to be, and then I will be taking this part off the hem and re-seating it where it needs to go. Beautiful fabric, absolutely beautiful. Looking very gorgeous. Very, very slim bride. Very, very slim bride with not much of a bust. So we want to keep the bust looking like it does now. Looks like you've got boobs in it. even if you haven't. So that's already got an extra set of cups that I've put in, but I've since purchased some more bra foam. She's going to need a lot of padding inside it for it to stay the way it is, and when you poke it, it doesn't seem hollow. So that's all she's worried about, that you're going to be able to see inside it if she bent down, or someone looked, like if you look down it, you're going to be able to tell that those cups are empty. So this is the dress. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull the back apart and take that zip out. And so there's certain rules that I have myself when I do wedding dresses, when I make wedding dresses, or when I renovate or resize wedding dresses, and that is to have no makeup on, have just had a shower. So every night when I get home from work, I will be having a shower, making sure I've got no makeup on, no perfume on, nothing on that's going to get on the dress. And that's why it's up on the table, because my grandchildren were here and I didn't want them coming in here and touching anything. So that's why I put my dress form up on the table. But I will take you through each step as much as I can. And I will try never to have myself in the photo, because I'll have no makeup on and my hair will look like a witch. So stay tuned next weekend for updates on the renovation of the dress. Everybody have a wonderful week. Thank you, Kristen, for such a wonderful bespoke box. I might just go and have myself a mimosa, seeming I won't be doing any sewing tonight. This is what I'll be doing. For the next week, I will be redoing the back of the dress. And once that's ready, then the bride's going to come back for another fitting. And then we can start to look at how we're going to do the hem. So I do believe that the front hem is okay. And as you can see, with like most tulle on wedding dresses, it's just cut. There's no hemming on anything. It's just cut. And it's the underneath part that, quite frankly, is putting sparkly stuff everywhere. So it's just this underneath part that will actually need to be altered, because that's what holds stabilizing it. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the buttons off, put them in a plastic bag. It also comes with little straps that just clip on with a clear press stud. So it's got a clear press stud there, but I will be taking those off, and when it's fitted to the bride, I'll be stitching those in place, because she definitely wants them. I mean, obviously it's an option, and that's why they press stud on and off, because she can easily get the dress on with them done up, with those press studs done up. So that won't be a problem, and she's worried about them coming undone. So she wants the train short enough so that when she dances, it's just swishing around the bottom of her. It's not a big long train that other people are going to step on, and so that she does not have to hook it up. At the moment, it's got a hook or a ribbon or something to secure it while you dance and walk around. Now, she does have a destination wedding, and it's on a tropical island, and so it will be on a grassed area, and so she wants to be able to just walk around on it, and for the train to be quite short. Still will have a slight train, just not a big train like what it's got now. So I will keep you all informed. Have a great week. Bye.